You know, the funny thing is I've asked these questions of like so many people and I actually haven't given it any thought yet, so this is good. Hi, I'm Rabbi Jeremy Gimbel, and I've been the Associate Rabbi at Beth Israel for 5 years.
Jeremy, we'd love to learn all about you and your High Holy Days memories. What is your first memory of the High Holidays?
My first memory of the High Holy Days was sitting in the Civic Theater and hearing Cantor Bernstein and the rabbis go through the service, and I remember just being totally overwhelmed with the contrast of the holidays being, first of all, not in our sacred space, but also the difference in the music and the feeling of the High Holy Days. It was like we do the same thing, 355 days out of the year, and then for these 10 days, we just radically changed our minhag. And I remember thinking that if I ever became a rabbi, that was something I wanted to change.
Knowing that the days of awe and those 10 days really do have a deeper meaning and can move you in different ways, what pieces of music move you the most during the High Holy Day season, both as a person and also as a leader of our congregation?
I think as a leader, one of the most powerful pieces is the Ashamnu that we'll do on Yom Kippur. There's something about how each one of the lines, each one of the sins that we offer is stated by the clergy and then repeated by the congregation, and each one of them has the suffix nu, not like the Yiddish nu, but the Hebrew suffix nu, meaning we all do these things. We all have faults from the year. We all have areas where we miss the mark. And there's something really powerful about expressing that idea as a leader and hearing it as a response from the congregation that we're all in this together. We're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. And when we recognize that each one of us has faults, we also can lead with a little more compassion for everyone.
Invite us to learn more about your arrangement of Hin'ni and how was it written, and are there some deeper meanings in that?
Yeah, so I don't remember, Cantor Bernstein would remember better, but I don't think the Hin'ni was something we really did in our community, or at least we didn't do in the way that it's done in other synagogues. The traditional, and I have my own issues with the word traditional, because what's traditional to you? The one way of doing the Hin'ni is that the cantor starts at the back of the congregation and slowly walks up down the middle aisle, and sometimes there's even like a spotlight on the cantor, and they're slowly offering this prayer as they walk towards the shulchan, the table. And I was always so turned off by that idea. I love the idea of Hin'ni and its liturgy. The basic premise is, here I am, God, as a leader of this community, give me the strength to be able to take this community on this High Holy Days journey. But if I mess up, don't let them suffer for it. And there's something really beautiful about that, this acknowledgement that we're all imperfect. And so I loved that idea of the liturgy, but I wanted to frame it in a way that would be more representative of how we are as a community. So it begins actually before the Hin'ni starts. So the first nigun that we do as a community is the nigun that we're going to be using. So the yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai, yai-dai-dai. So we've kind of planted that seed. And then we get the beautiful chazanut of Hin'ni, Hin'ni He'ani, which is based on the same mode that's used for the traditional chanting. But what I did to rewrite it a little bit is that opening interval, Hin'ni, is very similar to like a shofar. Like, Tikiya, Hin'ni. It's like it's calling our attention to it, for all of us to say, here we are. So the cantor sings those opening lines of text, and then the community, led by the choirs, comes in with the nigun, yadai, yadai, as the rabbis and the entire clergy team offers the English of this prayer. And we offer it really sincerely, but the idea is that the rabbis are offering it and they're supported by the community. Most of the year, it's flipped around, where we are supporting the community. That's what we do. That's why we do what we do, is we are here to support the community. But in this moment, it's an opportunity for us to also flip the script a little bit, and for the community to say, clergy, we support you. We're here for you as well, and together we're going to get through this. And then we come in rousing together with the nigun, because all of us can know the nigun, or at minimally, we can all sing Yai-Lai-Lai. And then we're all together, we are ready, and we hope that God will hear our prayer.
If there's any other ideas of different musicians or singers or places you would love to see this perform, what would that all look like?
Oh, my pipe dream is to have High Holy Day services at the Shell in downtown, and not necessarily with the symphony. I think my favorite combination of our instrumentalists is all of them. Is when, all of our players come back and we've got all these people who are off doing amazing things. Our oboist, Ben Brogadier, can't be with us because he has the audacity of getting hired by the San Francisco Opera. So he's not going to be with us, and we have David Weinstein. But to have everyone who's away at college and away doing amazing things in music to come back together and to just fill our space with instruments and voices of all different kinds, so that we could really make that Hin'ni an incredibly rousing, uplifting sound altogether.
Looking at our texts, in Psalm 27 we say, "If I could ask one thing of God, it would be to dwell in God's house." What's one thing you'd like to ask of the congregation?
During these last couple years, I've done 1 or 2 Zooms. And I've also participated in a number of services, both leading and being on the other side of the screen. And when I'm on the other side of the screen, it's really easy to just be a viewer and not a full participant. I would ask the congregation, whether they're at home or whether they're here, to open their mouths and sing and pray as best they're able. We're going to have the words available, but any kind of sound that we can produce together is going to lift all of us up. So not just being present, which is of course important, but really taking the opportunity to be together in sacred community and actually doing something and lifting our voices together.
Bonus round question. What is your favorite non-Bimah part of the High Holy Days?
I really like Slichot. There's, we spend many months getting ready for the holidays. I mean, my schedule of preparation, I usually start in February, starting to go through our services, and I kind of, almost like a football coach, will watch game tape. I rewatch our services and make notes of things for us to work on and tweak here and there, and all of that can seem very abstract. And at Slichot, it's our first opportunity to really put it into action, and for us all to really take a beat and take a breath and say, yes, the holidays are upon us, and the liturgy is here to support us in that preparation. And so we change our Torah scrolls, and we start the internal work of changing ourselves and preparing ourselves for the holidays. But there's something really powerful and special about Slichot specifically.